This one is number 9. It's kind of an ugly 9. I'm a doctor of hamthropology. This is the 9th radio in the series of RT95s that I am repairing. We got one more left after this. Then we get to repair a bunch of other radios instead. I like doing radio repairs. It's a lot of fun. I get to see what goes on inside the radios. I get to learn a little bit more about electronics. You don't have to know everything to repair a radio, but you do have to know, like you have to, what do they call it? I can't teach you soft skills, but I can teach you hard skills. Your parents should have taught you soft skills, like how to use your manners and how to not type in all caps and comments on YouTube videos. But hard skills I can teach you all day long. Watch this, voltage probe, 5 volts, and it should be 6. Okay, we know what to do. We can fix this. Like I can teach those kinds of things. You can learn those kinds of things. It's super easy. So like if you want to repair a radio, go to eBay, find one that says 4 parts or broken or something. And I've done that on the channel before with a couple of other radios. And it turns out that usually like somebody, forgot to do a factory reset, or they couldn't transmit and they didn't do an unlock, or the knob broke and they couldn't figure out the part for a knob. I've got that coming up on an FT8800 from Yaesu, where I get to show you some cool tricks with AI on how to find parts. So be sure you're subscribed for that. But we've got to get this one repaired before I ramble for another 25 minutes. All right, she's not taped shut. Maybe this was that was what the bump was. They put the power cord above. This is not how you pack these things. It's not a big deal. This is probably one of the ones that they took to the local UPS store to return it. Still has the face peel on it. It's in pretty good cosmetic condition. I don't see anything weird going on there. Manual, good. Packing material, microphone. Oh, they did open the power cord on this one. This is a first. Oh, and they're lightly kissed too. There's a little dent there from where they plugged it in. Nice. Okay, good. But here we go. See, here's the value add right here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the zip tie back on it. The twist tie. I know it's not a zip tie. I'm just busy. I'm focused. And look at that. That radio is now factory new, repaired. Our bag of goodies. All right, let's get her plugged in. Microphone, power cord, the little blip that tells me that she's alive and happy. Coax into the dummy load, into the power meter. Not in that order. Oh, direction is upside down, and this one has been converted to GMRS like it shouldn't be. So where is the direction button? DIR. Okay, so flip that back up. Awesome. We've got programming in and repeater offsets and channel names. No, I'm still in the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. So direction was standard, was up and down. We've got local repeaters, SMTXS. We're going to have to pull this in and look at this code plug on the screen. But while we're here, let's check the up and down buttons on the microphone. All right, I've got the lock button in the lock position and they don't work. So let's switch it. And now I've got the unlock position. Merge frequencies. Man, this guy's got everything in here. Okay, so let's switch this over to... Why can't I do that? Huh. I can't push the VFO memory button to switch it out of VFO mode. Let's switch channel. Nope, still can't do it. Okay, so A, B, C, D. Oh, that's scan. Look at how fast that scan speed is. Don't judge a fish for its ability to ride a bicycle. This is not a scanner. This is a ham radio. Why? Why can't I get it into memory mode? Okay, well that stinks. So let's get it over to the programming bench. Oh, there was no programming cable with this one. Crap. I need a programming cable. Let's get it over to the programming bench. I want to read this code plugin and I want to see what all's going on in there. And then we'll come back. We'll do a factory reset. We'll take it from there. Start up the software. And we'll do a read from radio. Yes, I want to continue. Is there anything interesting in here? Oh, there we go. There's a bunch of interesting stuff in here. It's nicely spaced out. We've got the GMRS channels 1 through 7. That one's on middle power for some reason. And then we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So those 8 through 14 are missing for some reason. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then A and B 725. These are GMRS repeaters and their names. And then we have the MERS frequencies down here. And we don't want to scan the MERS channels. Where are we? Scan add is off versus scan on is add. So we're going to scan almost all of the GMRS channels, and we're not going to scan any of the MERS channels. And my scroll wheel doesn't work, so I got to scroll manually. Okay, there's more. Good. We've got a couple of repeaters. 5 calls. These have got to be Texas. National call 14652, KE5 LOT, W5KA10, WBFNZ. These are on scan. They've got tones like they're supposed to. And then SMTXS 442 700, 447 700. Is there any more? We need ham radio devs because the scroll wheel should work. Maybe it's actually... Oh, there's some down here at the bottom. Maybe it's actually my remote control software that's getting in the way. Who knows? 145, 15, 431, 15, and 145, 15 again. So TRF. Maybe I never went down that far, and those are always there. Anyway, we are going to blow this away. So I'm going to hit the new button to get rid of all of that. All data will be reset. Has it been reset? Yeah. Huh, I bet those are always down there, and I just never scrolled down far enough to look at them. Have you guys scrolled down that far before? The channels are reset to whatever they were. So this is like the VFO 1.2 on the screen, and I don't know what TRF is. 445, 446. Interesting. All right, let's get these things reprogrammed first before I forget. I think it's in function setup. I like it to have a display, and Redivus has this backwards. SIVETER. Civeter. Sure. I think everything else in there is good. Let's change this one here. 146.52. And we'll go take a look at the radio. Now we can see what we're doing, and we can do some power tests. So first I want to switch this thing into VFO mode, and that's now working. Good. So you can factory reset from the code plug. We now know that. I guess I just kind of overwrote the settings. Let's do the microphone test. Oh, no beep. Hang on. I can't do that. Can't function in life without my beep. And we'll need that later. Okay, so 1. It's more fun if I do this in VFO mode. Okay, well, let's do 446 first then. I think it's C. All right, low power. Testing low power. Excellent. So 3.5-ish. Mid power, 12 3/4. High power is almost 20. And testing. Yep, we're receiving. We're transmitting. It's working. And then low power, 3.5. Mid power, 12.5. High power, 23 1/3. Will it receive? Testing receive on 446. That volume's a little low. Testing receive, testing receive. Testing receive. Yep, okay, that works. All right, so the handle's working, but that squelch is off. Ah, there we go, squelch it. Testing the handle, the handle is working. All right, perfect. That all works, and because we do 4625625, and that transmits, still low power, still not designed to be GMRS, or MERS, or anything else for that matter. Maybe they were unhappy because this is not a good GMRS radio and it's not a good scanner. Because it's not a good GMRS radio and it's not a good scanner. Like I said before, don't judge a fish by its ability to ride a bicycle. It's a ham radio. It does ham things. It's a low power, low priced ham radio. It does low power, low priced ham radio things. To each their own. I don't begrudge anybody for returning something that they don't want. And sometimes the only way to find out you don't want it is to buy it, take it out of the box, and try it. This is another one of the Amazon returns. And I've got one more of these after this to test. This one will not have a programming cable with it. I had to steal one to get the checkout done, but I still wanted to make sure that the programming worked. So you guys are going to ask me, how do you get Amazon returns? Networking, awareness, Google searches, reach out, be a good human being, and people will like you, and then they'll want to do business with you. Those are the ways that you get ahead in anything, let alone the Amazon returns game. You can get an entire pallet of Amazon returns super easy, but in order to get just a laser-focused bunch of radios, you got to talk to a manufacturer. Don't reach out to Retevis. They've already got a guy. It's me. I'm not going to waste your time giving you Retevis contact information so you can reach out to them so they can tell you what I just told you. That's part of being a good human being to work with. Is yeah. They don't make sense to the people it makes sense to, and the ones that it doesn't, I can't help you, man. I can't help you, bro. Quick update. These are sold out, but I have more. Send me an email if you want any one of these abandoned, orphaned, unloved radios, and I will get you a list of what they are, and tell me how many you want, and I'll get you a shipping quote. We'll get it all sent out to you. I always got something for sale. I haven't tried it, but there's enough buttons here and enough stuff here. You can program it from the front panel. Yeah, it can be done. We'll do that in a future video. So be sure you're subscribed to see the future video, which may or may not be programming this from the front panel, or does it have good DTMF tones, or can I get it to do APRS, or maybe it's just going to be another repair. You never know with this channel. So make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell. That way you get all the juicy goodness right when it comes out. There's a video right over here I think you might enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.